Hello and welcome to the Barbados Community College Gymnasium for the badminton aspect of the Barbados Olympic Association's 25 games in 27 days as part of the 50th anniversary of independence celebrations here in Barbados. We've got a men's double game on court for you now. Greg Padmore and Nicholas Reefer up against Andre Padmore and Jade Brown. Joining me is Mervyn Gordon. And Merv, you know these players better than me, so you can tell me which is which and who is who.
Well, we have a mixture of players on court. We have now switched from the singles, which was more strategy. In doubles, you're going to find a lot more power hitting and a lot more attacking play. Andre is one of our top doubles players, and he's now playing with a new partner, Jade Brown. And in this case, they just won the first serve.
And who's serving?
It's Jade is serving. Jade Brown serving to Greg Padmore.
Okay.
And he just served the shuttle in the net, which is a fault.
So that's Greg
Yes.
Padmore in the yellow shirt
In the yellow shirt.
and his partner Nicholas Reefer
Nicholas
in
Reefer.
the white shirt.
And
And
again,
they're
that's a very good
playing-
serve from Andre Padmore to Nicholas Reefer, which wasn't returned. That's a very fast forearm drive from Jade Brown on the return of serve. In this case, Martin, the service area is somewhat different now. In singles, it was the length of the court. Here now we can serve as far out to the far right, down to the middle, and in the inside line. And then after that, they play the entire court.
Right. So just once more, the entire court, the extreme borders of the court, that's
Very
up
good
for
shot.
grabs as long as the ball has been put into play from service. The shuttlecock, I keep
The
saying ball.
shuttlecock.
The birdie, the shuttlecock. And you're only allowed to serve
What?
from the...
Diagonal. It must be a diagonal serve.
Ah.
Right. In that case, the shuttle landed out because it was long on the back service line for doubles.
Aha. So the service line is not only from the point of view of where you have to start serving from, but the ball must also, the shuttle
The shuttlecock must,
must
also
fall
within
within
that. That's right.
But once the service is gone, then the full length.
The full length of the court is now in play.
Right.
That's
We
right.
learn something every day. The ability to get out of your partner's way. No, you don't have to alternate who touches.
The service must be served diagonally, so it goes into whoever's in that particular court.
And
Only
the-
that person can play
And
the
the slight
service.
variation on more service sports is that you don't have to alternate which of the players returns the ball.
No,
You can play consecutive rallies.
you can play consecutive rallies once the service has gone. And as I
So
said to
it's
you
9
earlier,
serving 4.
right, and it
Jade
is
Brown.
a faster game, much faster game. You now use strategy to try to push the players, your opponents, out of position.
Mervyn, this is almost as taxing as a well-organized martial arts kata.
Well, I tell people that badminton is one of the sports that provides maximum exercise, heart rate up, agility, flexibility, strength and power for smashing.
And Padmore serving. That's Greg Padmore in the yellow. Fairly decent rally going on. Eventually
Very good
Jade
change from
Brown
attack to defense
puts it
by
into
Nicholas
net.
Reefer. And the shuttle is being moved right around the court. Poor judgment, misjudgment there by Reefer.
I think his approach to the ball and jumping at it caused a little bit of a whirlwind to cause the shuttle
To come back
to come
in.
back into play. If
Yeah,
he had
he-
left it, it would have continued going.
He thought
Maybe
it was
somewhere
going
disturbed
out
the-
and it
the
dropped
air.
in. That's the interval. Now Andre Padmore and Jade Brown are leading.
I'm going to have to give myself lines if I was at school. I must repeat after myself 10 times. Shuttlecock, shuttlecock,
And not
shuttlecock.
bird.
It's not a ball.
Not a ball.
And the lovely replay of what happened as that ball. That's back
Shuttlecock.
to live action now.
Yep. Score is now 11-7. Good try by Padmore. Greg Padmore, that is, trying to take the shuttle as a smash on the backhand.
I was trying to take in what was going on between the pairs of doubles in terms of strategizing, because obviously these guys know each other.
That's right. And they can cover each person's, not necessarily a mistake, but they try to fill the gap where the other one isn't.
Forcing Reefer
To hit
into
out.
an uncomfortable position, and instead of playing it with the backhand, then you try to play forearm and kept going in the direction he was moving.
Very good smash by Reefer. Return out of court by Jade Brown. Wonderful smash. Straight down the line into the chest of Jade Brown. Score is now 10-13.
Creeping back into this contest. Oh,
Mistake by Reefer trying a drop shot.
second guessing himself.
Yep. He should have continued his attack
No, he tried to fake the smash just to drop it.
to drop it.
Ah,
Yeah, right.
I just
Because-
thought he misjudged
And he
the
missed. No,
shuttle.
that's right.
Miscommunication.
Miscommunication.
But the pair of Greg Padmore and Nicholas Reefer seem to have a bit more chemistry and familiarity.
Cross court drop shot. Missed by
The,
Reefer.
the execution might be a little off, but at least the symmetry between the two,
The two of them
the
are
chemistry
yes.
between the two seems
Yes,
to be a
they're
little
very
bit
good.
better. It might
Poor
have
shot by
helped
Brown.
the fact that Padmore actually played a game to get
Earlier.
himself into the groove.
That's right.
And Brown himself kind of gradually trying to get
Yep.
into it.
That's right. Well, that's a very good point there,
For
Martin.
purposes of
That's right.
identification, Jade Brown is the one with the more hair
Yes.
in the pair in the two black tops.
That's right. That's right. Well, the only person that hasn't played a match for the night yet is Jade Brown. All the others played in the singles matches. So they're
13 serving 16.
yes, that's right. Very good
14
smash.
16 now.
Maintaining the attack. Reefer there. Brown found wanting in the fifth return.
Whoa.
Good judgment by Andre
17,
Padmore.
14. Ah,
Missed return in the net there by Greg Padmore.
and is there such a thing as a fake attack where I can attempt to swat at the shuttlecock for my partner to actually come in afterwards?
It is possible, but in doubles, it really wouldn't get you a lot.
It's not recommended.
No, it's not recommended. You really want to take the shuttle as early as possible and put it out of the way. Greg Padmore serving to Andre Padmore. Very good smash. Very good finish by Greg Padmore.
And the idea of going dead center between the pair of opponents leaves that indecision there
That's
as to
right.
whose shuttle is it to return.
Very fast movement there by Greg Padmore and the return of service. 17-18. Excellent return by Padmore into the
Stuffing that
open area.
service just as it got over the net.
Nicholas Reefer, realizing that Andre Padmore was in the net, just pushed the shuttle straight back in his corner. He couldn't recover.
And
18-19.
just as important as hitting between your opponents. There's also hitting the space in between,
in between.
the front court player and the back
And
court
the backcourt
player.
player.
I'm becoming a badminton tactician.
Nineteen 20.
Very aggressive.
Game point saved by Padmore and Reefer.
What happens if you
Again,
break your racket?
If you
in
break your
trying to
racket, you go and get
execute
another
a
one.
return. So there's no let for it.
No, there's no let for it.
So is that game at 13?
Game at 21-19.
Okay. Here we see that lovely rally from earlier. Nice replay of that shot. And the coverage of the court by
Greg Padmore.
Greg Padmore.
And a smash by
Forcing
Jade
Jade
Brown
Brown
into the net.
So that first one going 21-19 to Andrea Padmore and Jade Brown. Fairly cleanly contested affair. The other Padmore, Greg and Nicholas Reefer, guilty of making a few forced errors, or maybe they were forced errors. Who knows? But they definitely made the mistake, and when the game could have been juiced up, a bit of indiscretion. And the thing about it is, we're not taking a commercial break or anything like that, but apparently this game is begging for television broadcasting because they're prescribed time limits in between
games
and breaks at certain points in the game when the score reaches a certain level.
Yeah, that's to facilitate advertising and that sort of thing, but it also gives coaches an opportunity to brief players during those breaks.
Jade Brown to serve, Reefer to receive.
Very sharp
Similar to how they started.
exchange. False serve. Brown did not get the serve into the service area. And now we have a quick exchange of points.
And those messages between the doubles partners.
Yes, they will tell you how they're going to serve, what they need to do. Very good.
And the
Cut
advice
off.
as to whether the shuttlecock is in or out.
Or out. Oh, miss
Greg
shot
Padmore.
there. That's right.
Going for the jump smash, and it wasn't
Down the
successful.
line, wasn't. Another good tactic, as you mentioned, Martin, earlier, is how to place the shuttlecock. So you can try to place the shuttlecock either in the center or in the center of the net, center down to the back, and it makes that indecision between the partners who's to go.
Drawing one partner up
Yep.
to the net, pushing another one wide. And it's about patience and execution.
Patience, execution, and very good reflexes.
Badminton, a very wristy game. Flick of the wrist, and that service is away from Andre Padmore.
Very good.
Too
finish
hot to
there
handle for
by
Greg
Andre
Padmore.
Padmore. Very close game, 5 serving 4. Aha. Andre Padmore there used the flick serve and he caught Nicholas Reefer.
Going through the bio of Andre Padmore, I can see that he's been third place in the senior nationals, but more importantly, he's had the experience of competing at the CAC Games, the Pan American Championships, Commonwealth Games on at least 2 occasions.
Andre is one of our most senior seasoned players. He has been the national champion on a number of occasions. He's been the mixed doubles champion as well as the men's doubles champion. But as in all sports, younger players come up and challenge you for your reign.
How does that compare with his partner, Jade Brown?
Jade has not. Jade has been to some international competition, but he is now up and rising. His most recent outing was to the Caribbean Championships in Aruba in 2016. Andre did not go to the Caribbean Championships this year. And it's a very close game, 7-all.
Nicholas Reefer receiving it. And Reefer himself is also a Commonwealth Games and Pan American Games veteran. And what do they call the Caribbean Badminton Championships?
Caribaco. It's
Caribaco.
just Caribaco. Right. Caribbean Regional Badminton Confederation.
All right.
So they've just condensed that into Caribaco.
It's a whole new jargon and a greater appreciation for the game of badminton.
Mistake there by Jade Brown. Brings Reefer and Padmore closer again. Mistake by Greg Padmore on the return of service. The score is now 10-8.
I wish I had some footage of the game being played in the 80s to see how much the tempo and the dexterity of the game has changed over the years.
It has. It certainly has. It has become much faster. There has been quite a lot of improvement in the technology of the rackets. So the rackets are now lighter and more flexible.
So we've gone from regular metal rackets. Now we got carbon graphite business going on here.
Well, I would say when I started to play the game, I used the racket like the
bamboo
tennis
head?
Yes, that's right. The wooden type rackets, which you used to have to keep in a frame to make sure it doesn't warp. Now those are no longer, so it is now aged me, Martin.
Yes, and no longer are the players just trying to keep the ball within court and get it over on the other side of the net. They're actually smashing and changing the tempo of the game as opposed to just gently lobbing it back over the net.
Precisely.
It's not only about position now, speed as well, and variations in tempo.
Reflexes and everything else. In that case, you saw on the return of serve, Brown used the court very well and to find an open spot. Reefer trying the same thing on the return, hits it long.
Over aggression and pushes it wide.
Excellent smash down the center of the court. Catches Brown in the left hand and just miss the defense.
And you're kindly asked to send the shuttlecock over to your opponent, where Greg Padmore is about to serve.
(15-10). Padmore serving to Reefer. Another high serve which caught Reefer moving forward. Couldn't adjust to get back in time. 16-10. Fault by Padmore. Serves the shuttle into the net. Easy point for Reefer and Padmore.
Do you have to hold the shuttlecock by the feathers when you're serving? Or can you hold it?
It is advisable. You can hold it by the cork, the base, but it's advisable because you're actually making contact with the cork. So if you hold the cork, the tendency is that you can hit your hand. So
into the net by Jade Brown. Reefer, 13, serving 16. Greg Padmore guilty of putting that one into the net.
If you notice, Martin, a lot of the early rallies are drives or flat shots. And when they go up in the air, then everybody knows that they are going to attack. Again, both men and not making sure the other one gets it. Very good play by Greg Padmore.
And for those tuning in, you
Excellent shot.
you get to serve as long as you keep winning the point. So who's ever winning the point is actually the person on service.
On service. But then you alternate. You serve from one box and then you move into the other box.
Nice lengthy rally this time around.
Very good defense. Miss hit there by Greg Padmore into the net. 18-14. Padmore serve into Reefer.
That's Andre Padmore.
Very good cross-court attempt there by Greg Padmore, but it lands long on the sideline. Another flick serve by Andre Padmore, which catches Greg Padmore.
And that same hand movement will get the shuttlecock to drop just over
That's
the net.
right. That's right. That's where the wrist. That's where the wrist is.
Slightest variation gets it all the way to the back line.
That's right. Very good game. Match won by
14?
Greg Padmore and Jade Brown.
And I believe that final score was 21-14. And you see the players leaving the court now. Very sportingly. Not as closely contested this second game. 2 best of 3. So the pair of Andre Padmore and Jade Brown defeating Greg Padmore and Nicholas Reefer 21-19, 21-14.
15. I make
I've
that
been corrected,
adjustment.
21-15. And here we're going to see some replays of some of the action in one of those longer rallies. And that one was the one that Greg Padmore smashed down through the center. There's a bit of a momentum change just after that. And there you saw Andre Padmore
Going
using
for
the tram lines.
That's right.
Width of the court. That's what I thought was a fake there when Greg Padmore went up. And then the smash came.
Well, he went for it, but he realized it was over his head. So his partner ensured that he made, got the shuttle.
And there you go.
Oh, miss it there by Padmore into the Greg Padmore, that is, into the net.
And the backcourt is Jade Brown.
And there it is. Andre Padmore putting that one away.
Brown staying
There
deep.
Here it goes. Andre Padmore putting it away again.
Forcing Reefer into a funny body position. And then Reefer was unable then to help his partner because he set him up basically for the cross-court kill. Lovely stooping there by Brown to get out of the way, but then strange enough he went chasing a wide shot and still didn't get it over. And now Andre Padmore guilty of a poor return on the back hand. Tries it again. Maybe that's just a repeat of the same shot. Yep. Far more efficient when they're going on the attacking.
Yeah,
Greg
they're
Padmore
very
tried
well
to play that one
coordinated
between his
there.
legs.
Very coordinated.
A mixed doubles coming up here now. Doubles action. If you thought that the all-male pair was something else, you can get to see the variety now. And for the viewers, you're going to get to see some ladies displaying their badminton skills. And as far as your memory serves you, Merv, we're not going to be gender specific, but who's been producing the better results in the regional badminton arena, the ladies or the guys?
From a Barbados perspective,
Yes,
I think the ladies.
Barbados perspective.
The ladies. There's no doubt about that.
And
Tamisha Williams is currently our champion, and she has been doing extremely well on the regional scene.
and that's Moniata
Rivera,
and Tanisha's the taller one and Moniata's the shorter one.
no,
Is the
Tamisha
other
is
arrow?
not playing in this game.
Ah,
Tamisha's not playing
I'm
in
looking.
this game.
I'm looking to see the players here to identify them for the
Yes.
viewers' purposes. And while we're waiting for the information, some background stuff for you. Currently in Barbados, and I'm sure it's going to grow once this coverage gets out. 4 clubs, and they're the Pioneers Badminton Club. And someone told me that there's some fella called Mervyn Gordon that is associated with the Pioneers Badminton Club.
That is correct, Martin. Mervyn Gordon happens to be the president of the Pioneers Badminton Club. Our home base is the community college, but we also play one night at the Garrison Secondary School.
Now called the Grade and CD Secondary School.
That is correct.
So you can hit people in the center of Bridgetown and slightly on the south
Coast
In
of
an-
the
in
island,
another
that's right.
and compare the 2 venues.
Well, the community college has better facilities. We have 3 courts. The roof is a bit higher than the Garrison Secondary School.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The Garrison Secondary School, the courts are concrete, and we only have 2 courts there. But it does provide us with another venue.
Okay. I'm also seeing that Shuttlers Badminton Club is another one of the clubs, and they play in Ealing Grove in Christchurch. And
Yes.
since it's a club competition, at some point in time, you must have visited Ealing Grove.
Yes, we have visited
Where exactly
Ealing
in
Grove.
Ealing Grove do they play?
It's towards the Ealing Park area, just past where Mike's Mini Mart is, in that
Uh-huh.
vicinity. The Shuttlers Badminton Club has recently moved into that facility, which is a very good facility. They have 4 courts there, and they can use it on a continuous basis. Because
Is this a community sports center, or is this a
No,
badminton
this is
specific?
badminton specific for Shuttlers Badminton Club. You know,
Well done.
so it's certainly a step in the right direction, where now people can get an opportunity to get coaching if they want to. They can rent courts if they want to. They can join the club and play as a club player. So that facility offers a lot more than the others that we have.
And the playing days for the club's activities, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And you can collect. Their president is Ainsley Edie. And there's no in another area of the island on the West Coast Eagles Badminton Club. And they're at the Frederick Smith Secondary School. One of what I can remember was one of the original centers of badminton in secondary schools. It was called the St. James Secondary School in those days, but the Frederick Smith Secondary School at Trenton St. James, one of the hotbeds badminton.
And
They produce a couple of national
they
champions.
wonderful champions.
I've done my homework.
There's Carolyn Vaughan, who came out of St. James Secondary School, Argyle Maynard, and currently we have one of the players on court, Shiana Burnett Griffith from St. James Secondary.
And if you can get your camera to zoom in on the official at court side, who's smiling from ear to ear,
That is Miss
That would be
Carolyn
the-
Vaughan.
said Carolyn Vaughan, the former St. James Secondary, now called Frederick Smith, pupil, who went on from being a badminton player, and now I believe she's with the National Sports Council, responsible for bringing quite a few of the new faces
into
and babies
badminton.
into badminton.
But she is also given back to the sport because she's one of the national junior coaches as well.
And to wrap it all up in a neat bundle, whilst talking about 4 of the clubs, you can't leave out the over 40s badminton club. And they also share the Graydon Seeley Secondary School, or Garrison Secondary School. since if they're over 40, they would know it when it was called Garrison Secondary School.
Well, that is quite true. And the over 40s badminton club, they generally play for fun and relaxation, I guess. That's why it's over 40s. And they like to play a lot of singles. So there's a lot of bragging rights within the members of that club who might be the one on top today. But with a lot of singles.
You find them Monday evenings, Wednesday evenings, and Friday evenings, anytime after 5:30 at the secondary school, should you be interested. And Michael Ford is their secretary.
Yes. You know, the interesting thing, though, Martin, which is good from a development perspective. As I mentioned to you, Pioneers Badminton Club was formed in 1982. And a lot of the membership in the other clubs had their formative years in Pioneers. And in an effort to spread the sport, they took the initiative to form other clubs. And so Reynold Rouse, who is key at the West Coast Eagles, was a former Pioneers Badminton Club member. And a number of the Shuttlers players are also former Pioneers players.
I've heard about cross training, but that was now a shot from the badminton court right into the basketball.
That's
net.
right. 2 points.
Nothing but net. When you mention some names of people who would have been involved in badminton in the formative years, one of the names happened to be a neighbor of mine who's no longer with us, David King.
That is quite true. David was a very staunch member of the Pioneers Badminton Club. He served as the vice president of the association for a number of years. Very, very keen on badminton. One of his dreams was to have a home for badminton. And he was instrumental in having a fun setup, which is still going at this point in time. And when the association realizes that it has some extra cash at hand, they try to put it into the badminton fund.
Okay. Well, while we're watching the replays of these lovely shots and the finesse of playing doubles.
What I should say here, though, Martin, we just saw a men's doubles match. Here we're looking at a mixed doubles match. And in mixed doubles, it is the strategy is somewhat different because the lady covers the front part of the court. And
She's
the
not
male,
allowed to play the baseline
no,
at
she
all?
can.
Oh, okay.
But because in doubles the men are generally stronger and they have more attacking power. What you want to do is to keep the lady in the front.
Boo.
But the strategy is to push the lady to the back of the court and the man to the front. So that once you do that, you know that you have upset the rhythm. And then you can win easy points.
In 2016, there is no gender inequality. You can see muscular development, agility, strength, height, age. They're all variables that will level the playing field. Merv, come on, you can't be saying that the
Quite
girls
true.
are
No,
weaker.
I'm not saying that the girls are weaker. The girls have more touch, so they can play the net shots easier to set up for the males at the back.
Speaking of the formative years in the mid-early 80s and coming into the millennium, as they say, what kind of assistance and developmental funding, etc., do you get from the various federations, be it the regional, zonal, and international?
Most of our assistance from the local level comes from the Barbados Olympic Association, the National Sports Council, and sponsors who have assisted the association or individual players in terms of getting around to regional competitions, some of their training requirements. Because as you would realize, Martin, in order to be a top badminton player, one has to do what other athletes do. So there's weight training, there's nutrition, there's equipment that you need, etc. So if you really want to progress, you have to try to
keep
acquire all these
abreast
things.
with your opponent. even if you do it in a Beijing way, you still got to be able to grasp the fundamentals.
You certainly do.
Regular training and execution, the various strength and agility drills that you have to go through. I love the audio
Very
that's
good
associated with the badminton game. The squeak of the soles of the gumshoes across the court, as well as the thump and the swish of this shuttlecock coming off of that racket. So just to make it clear,
Shot.
the two pairs on court at the moment, serving now is
Shiana Burnett. That's right. And she was serving to Moniata Rivera.
okay.
And she's
it's
now serving
the
to Corey
pair-
Fanas.
Right.
Very good try by Burnett.
So Shiana Barnett Griffith
Yes.
is paired with Nicholas Sobers. Looks slightly younger than their opponents, Moniata Rivera and Corey Fanis.
They are younger, a little less experienced, but certainly putting a very good effort. Corey Fanas, as we've said before, is singles and doubles champion. Moniata is a ladies doubles champion. And so she has been around for a while as well and went to the Caribbean Championships in Curacao. Very good shot, finished there by
Experience.
Moniata. Yep. And if you take a look at the formation again, whenever the male is serving, the female stays to the front of the court.
I thought you told me that the female was supposed to be the one who didn't have the power.
I
And
didn't
yet
say that.
Moniata,
What happens is, Moniata has a very good smash.
and Moniata just put that point down the line here in
That's
front of
right.
us. I was almost ducking for cover.
But again, you see, it's how the point develops, the strategy. Wonderful return there on the service by Corey Fanas down to the deep back of the court. Unfortunately, Nicholas couldn't retrieve it.
But they are enjoying themselves, Nicholas and Shiana.
They certainly are.
Win, lose, or draw on the point.
And the first game just ended 21-13 in favor of Corey Fanas and Moniata Rivera.
So that's 21-13 to the senior pair and the more experienced pair of Rivera and Fanis. Rivera and Fanis facing the camera. Sobers and Barnett Griffith taking the opportunity to get some schooling, as they would say, some experience. 21-13. Rivera setting that one up with the service, and then Fanis finishing it off on the baseline. And they're getting some advice. And two of the senior people on camera now, Carolyn Vaughn, former St. James Secondary, now Frederick Smith, gone from the days of playing at secondary school and now a National Sports Council coach. So, with shuttlecock in hand, Moniata Rivera is about to resume. And I'm sure Merv is going to join me to resume the coverage of the actual game in progress. Rivera and Fanis serving.
And they've won the first point with a smash down the lane by Corey Fanas.
It was lovely to see Gloria Chung and Carolyn Vaughn having a officials tete-a-tete at the interval between the first game.
A very good shot there by Nicholas Reefer on the service from Rivera.
Whoa. That was almost like volleyball, stuffing it at the
He
net.
stuffed it at the net. And you see, again, I said to you that the females, her role is to put away any shot in the net. Any shot in the net. Again.
Does it
Rivera's
again?
done, that's it.
No. If in putting the shuttlecock over the net, my follow-through touches the net, what kind of infringement is
if your
that?
follow-through touches the net, you've lost the point.
Okay. So just like most
You can
service
follow
games,
through. You can go over the net with the racket, but
But don't
can't
make
touch-
contact
You
with it.
can't touch the net. Your body nor your racket can touch the net.
the most subtle of use of the body position of your partner there, as Fanis literally served that one over the ear of Rivera.
Moniata. That's right. Very good use of the open court to win that point on the return of service by Corey Fanis. Rivera now serves to Nicholas Sobers.
A little bit too much punch on that one,
Yes.
and it
Trying to
was
force Nicholas into the
out of
backcourt.
play. All right.
Very good play by, good shot. Good return by, mistake made by Shiana.
You may have to check her wrap and see
Yep.
if the grip is acceptable.
Well, I think what it was is that she was just trying to put Moniata Rivera out of position.
No. The other question I'll ask for the purpose of clarification. Do I have to serve in the back or the front court? Can I have my teammate in front of me or behind me? Does it really matter?
Once your teammate is not obstructing the line of flight for the receiver, she can stand wherever she wants to, which is why she's sort of like off to the side because she
slightly
wants
crouched.
and slightly crouched because once the serve is completed, she needs to be up front to be able to cover both sides of the court.
And I don't have to do it from the baseline. I can do it from up close to the net or back
Or
as far
back.
as
As far-
once it's done within the service area.
That's right.
Well, Shiana
Shiana served to
Served, but-
Corey.
didn't return service because they
Yep.
lost the point. Stretching him along the baseline there.
And
Fanis
Fanis quick to the net.
Sobers is supposed to be a youngster. He's supposed to have more gas in the tank.
Well,
see your
it's not a
movement.
matter of the gas. What Moniata did was to push him all the way to the forearm court, and Fanis, realizing that he was out of position, rather than waiting for Moniata to come back into the center.
And it was even time there momentarily for Moniata to flash a little smile there.
Smile.
And as we watch the replay here now, overhead smash and Shiana getting out of the way of it. As I say, a little bit too much gas on that one.
Yes,
We-
that's the one way
we-
she tried.
We won't go into the corny joke about I'm William Tell and I'm Robin Hood. And when that smash went past her, she said, I'm sorry.
No, not at all. I think it came too fast for her.
Yeah.
Very good cross court there by Nicholas Reefer, which
Return it or
Rivera-
wear it.
That's right. And this is where
That's
what
the
Fanis
one
into the
where
net,
and he
and he pushes
he
it
was
down to the-
already collapsed in the
That's
corner on his knees. So that's the pair of Moniata, Rivera, and Corey Fanis on camera now. Strategizing, and that wonderful smile is coming there. And there you can see it. Getting into position early. Shadowing that shuttlecock and the movement of
That's
her
right.
opponent. Fanis serving again.
Come on, that's the second shot. Burnett has pushed into the net,
Burnett
given
Griffith.
2 easy points.
And it wasn't even a hard trying serve.
Mistake on the backhand by Nicholas Sobers.
She wasn't quite ready.
She wasn't ready. Fanas will serve again. She changed the return now, trying to go for the mid-court.
Is it 15-4 the score?
Yeah, pushed it a little bit out. Yes, the score is 15-4. She got caught on the 16-4. Bernard Griffith caught on the return there.
Again pushed wide. Again asked to cover the baseline.
Good attempt there by Nicholas Sobers to try to smash to Rivera into the net. Oh,
what
beautiful
a lovely
shot.
return.
And a very good shot
worthy
by
of winning a
Sobers.
point.
Cross-court backhand flick. Caught Rivera.
And a right smile there from young Mr.
Nicholas Sobers.
Nicholas Sobers. A point well earned. And it seems that the youngsters may not have much of a defensive game, but when they attack with all the panache
That's right.
of the well-rated players.
And, you know, they are certainly developing. I don't think that Nicholas has been playing a lot with Shiana, but certainly they are showing that they have the makings of a good mixed doubles pair. As in all sport, you know, the more you play together, the more you develop, and you could read shots that your partner, you know, may want to set up or to leave. So I think that Nicholas and Shiana will get to that stage. Good shot.
Very aggressive.
Very good shot under that serve.
And if she's serving again, it means that the shuttlecock was in.
That's
and
right.
Therefore, she's returned service, proving me to be semi-correct in my analysis.
Yes, you are.
The more attacking they are, the more successful they seem to be.
That's right.
So forget about this placement thing and go for power. The subtle wristy
movement there
with a bit more
with a bit more experience. And with it, anticipation too, because that's part of it. Once you can anticipate what's happening.
Oh, lovely.
Good smash there by Sobers. But
yes.
he's been able to get a point off of Corey Fanas.
Complacency?
Complacency.
No, I think that was excellent change of speed there, where he foxed his opponent into thinking he was coming harder and just tick it off a little of the way.
And match one. Momentum. That's right.
Momentum change there. That point going into the net, allowing Fanas and Rivera to creep further ahead. Smash going into the net.
113. The match won by Corey Fanas and Moniata Rivera, 21-7.
The BOA 50th Anniversary of Independence Games continues this weekend with boxing at the Barbados Beach Club, swimming at the Aquatic Center, surfing at the Soup Bowl, rugby at Trent's, and table tennis on Nursery Drive. The BOA 50th Anniversary of Independence Games, celebrating Bajan sports and sports persons.
And welcome to the Barbados Community College Gymnasium, where we are seeing doubles action with the team of Amanda Haywood and Shea Martin on service. Martin with the serve, playing against Nicole Collymore and Greg Padmore. Padmore being very busy during this badminton component of the Barbados Olympic Association's 25 sports in 27 days. I'm yours truly, Martin Paris, alongside Merv Gordon. And
yes.
Merv, this is a busy night for young Greg Padmore, who's been involved
in singles, men's doubles, and mixed doubles.
Women's doubles.
Mixed doubles, yes. And again, it's now a matter of youth versus experience. Shea and Amanda are the junior champions in mixed doubles, and they are certainly going to be using all of their skills against their more senior opponents, Greg Padmore and Nicolay Collymore. Well, Amanda has also exhibited skills in the squash in the squash arena, so she is now combining two racket sports.
Amanda Hayward, one of the familiar faces on the sporting scene in Barbados. Her partner Shea Martin doing the service there.
Very good cross-court shot by Greg Padmore, which caught Shea Martin out of position, and he returned it into the net. Good.
Now, I'm not much of a coach, but strategy-wise, I realized earlier clock, I'm going to try to get every shuttle, to Shea Martin, and I'm going to keep the game at a nice, leisurely pace, because he seems to like the fast tempo game, and the ability to use reflexes and power as opposed to strategy and movement across and around the court.
Yes, I would say part of that strategy would work, but I would say that I would keep the shuttle away from Shea, make his partner play more, and then because he likes to be involved, he might then make a mistake trying to get back into the game. So as you can
two ways of doing it. You starve your opponent of actual involvement in the game and allow them to run cold, so to speak. And then in their exuberance, they would try to get overly aggressive.
That's right.
And work themselves up.
As you can see, what Shea has been doing is dominating and trying to set the shuttles up so he can attack. And the score is now 11-5 already, so they're nervous.
It's almost Jane and the Beanstalk, because Amanda is petite. Okay, let's use the unpolitically correct term. She is short, and he is tall.
And he is tall.
Or at least she's not as tall as he is. And she is running the suggested front court and
that's
putting
right.
away
She's
whatever comes to
dominating in the front, and he is dominating at the back.
And he's covering her well, and making sure that his extra length and wingspan is able to handle
sides of the court.
The extremities to her left and the right. He's on service now. Shea Martin.
Excellent shot by Nicolay Collymore on that high serve from Shea Martin down the tram lines.
Nicolay Collymore.
That was a good exchange.
Greg Padmore.
Yep.
Play their trade at the club level
smash
with the Pioneers Club. As to their opponents, the younger pair of Amanda Hayward and Shea Martin.
Yeah, from a club perspective, we have 4 of our members playing in this match, which also says that they're a little bit familiar with each other's styles.
So it's a matter of who can hold their game plan a little longer.
That's right.
Martin and Hayward backing the camera. Padmore of the Greg nature and Nicolay Collymore on service. Unsuccessful in the judgment of that return.
That shuttle, that's right.
Now, before that point is registered, I want you to explain to me. I noticed that Amanda, when she serves, she goes up on her toes to get the service in. One of the disadvantages of being short,
physically
service.
challenged.
Vertically
Yes.
challenged on service.
Again,
The power of
and
Martin.
the direction of the smash goes to the female.
He'll
For
keep-
2 reasons. One, she has to try to get out of the net to be able to defend. So she's moving. And so, it's easier to smash to the moving person.
Shea Martin will continue to smash at Nicole Collymore until she whips one back on defense, meeting fire with fire, and hits him in his gizzard.
That should be her intention. But as you can see, the shuttles are coming fast and furious.
Return it or wear it.
Mistake by Haywood, serving into the net. Nicole Collymore serving to Shea Martin. Very good use of the court.
And Shea Martin jumping all over that one, even although he was supposed to be in the backcourt. One step and he was there up at the net, putting that one away.
Very good play by Greg Padmore, moving Martin around on Nicolas Collymmore's return down the sideline, and Greg finished it off with a smash.
And unfortunately, Martin overcompensating by moving too far to his right, where he might have been in a better position to return the shuttlecock.
That's right.
But he seems to like to wait for that gently served up lob.
And a smash down the line ends the game. 21-8. 21-8.
So 21-8, the result of the first of these mixed doubles.
She puts it up. Up comes Greg Padmore down the center.
And that's
Very
the
good
one
play.
where he overcompensated too much to his right.
Yep.
And then couldn't get the return in. And that was the
Going
no-nonsense
for the
return
open court to win the game.
from the service.
The second game is in progress.
Yep.
And there,
21-12.
Padmore and Collymore going 2-love up. Oh, mistake by Collymore. Backhand return into the net. 1 serving 2. Another forearm mistake by Collymore. 2-all. Smash cross scored by Haywood into Nicole Collymore. 3-2.
This is not meant to happen between Padmore and Collymore.
Very good cross scored backhand
Aren't they
shot
the older
from
guys that are
Padmore.
supposed to be schooling the younger pair? I think this is the first time they serve for the... Nope. Here we go. Oh. Getting all in a tangle there, Nicola.
I think that Martin and Haywood have stepped up the pace a little bit, so they're trying to move the shuttles much faster.
Ooh.
And so you're exposing the pair of Nicole Collymore and Greg Padmore. Short service there, well judged by Greg Padmore. Excellent play by Nicole Collymore, which set up the backhand cross court shot, hit wide by Martin.
And similar to what he did in his other games,
That's right.
service seems to be a bit